Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you can probably see by the title, my thoughts on the Squiddy-C have changed, let's just say. Now, originally, if you guys follow my Balisong Shorts channel, where this is primarily featured, you will know that I have sang its praises endless amounts of times, so many times, calling it the best plastic trainer, like one of the best public trainers, all sorts of stuff. But now I would say my opinions have changed. It is still the only plastic one I have in my collection, so in terms of Balisongs that are plastic and in my collection, this is still my favorite, so you will continue to see me using it. But I kind of don't like it as much anymore. And it's not just an issue with the Squiddy-C, it's an issue with the Squiddy, like the Squiddy-B and all of the ones that have this weight at the end. I don't like them. I'll just say that. I do not like the weight at the end of the blade because I do not like the weight distribution of this Balisong. So I know a lot of times people talk about balance of their Balisongs, and I think the balance of this is fine. It works pretty well for what I like to do. I will say I could use a bit more handle bias, personally, but it works just fine. But the weight distribution is something I just very recently have found that I just can't get over. So, as you guys can see, it's obviously clear. So the only weights they have are these two at the end and this one in the blade. So what that does is it moves basically all of the weight of the Balisong into the ends of the two ends of it, the tip and then the bottom of the handles. And I don't like this. Now, having the weights at the ends of the handles does not really affect me. Most Balisongs are like that even. But this weight at the end of the blade, I just cannot get over. It changes the momentum of the knife by a lot compared to a regular Balisong. For instance, like the Nibalis Volp. And I just don't like the way that it changes that momentum. It doesn't flow with my particular style of flipping. And the best way I could describe the feeling of it is almost like the Balisong is floating. Especially when I do rollovers is when I feel it the most. It just feels like it's kind of floating delicately through the air, which might sound good, but it kind of means you have to kind of go at whatever tempo or speed the Balisong wants to go at, not what you tell it to do. So instead of feeling like I'm in control of the Balisong, it kind of feels like the Balisong is in control of me. And I don't like that. And it does all right for a more dexterity-based things like twirls. You don't really notice it too much there. Aerials are fine. They're a bit awkward at first, but once you get used to them, you should be able to land them without too much of an issue. Even there's kind of a helix aerial. But it's really the rollovers for me that are what gets it. I will say that it still chaplains great. I think it chaplains great. I think like a thumb rollover like this works really well. But once you do a rollover like this, like a Zen rollover, that's where it kind of loses its mojo for me. I mean, overall I still like it. I know I just ranted for I don't know how long, but I just kind of ranted about what I don't like about it. I still think it's good, and I think if you're looking to get a Squiddy, this is your best option. But since getting this, so many other options have came out. Even the Swordfish would be a great contender. Of course, you can't take that through airport security because it's still metal, But obviously, you can flip a swordfish in public with your colorful blade and no one's gonna think it's a weapon. But just so many things have came out since this, like the Tay Flipper, the Calico, a lot of the zippy things, the Edit. It just, I think it's beginning to make the Squiddy line potentially obsolete if Squid Industries doesn't do something to shake it up. I mean, a lot of these companies are offering plastic balisongs that have good weight, good balance, great flippers. You have customizability, they have great grip, they look cool. Meanwhile, Squid Industries is square handles, no grip texture at all, pretty dull, uninspired design. So I would love to see them potentially make some upgrades to some of their plastic options. Maybe make something a bit more modern. Because I like what they have going. It's a great idea. It's just a little outdated. It'd be like your friend still running Windows 8 on a computer instead of upgrading. It probably works fine, but it's not the best and it's just out of date. That's generally how I feel about the Squiddy-C, and I'm sure that the other ones like the Squiddy-B would be similar, or even the new Squiddy-A, which I do think, I like the colors, although I would probably prefer if instead of every single type of Squiddy having its own unique name, they just make them different options on the Squiddy-B. But that's maybe just a personal thing. And I don't have too much more to say about the Squiddy. I know I've kind of been saying how it doesn't really work the whole time, but also flipping it well, which might seem counterintuitive, but it just, to me, it feels like it has it definitely has an adjustment period, and not just from the weight, but from the way it flips. And I certainly can't do as many tricks with it on my offhand, because it just doesn't really jive with me. But it is what it is. I'm definitely going to keep it in my collection, at least until I get something better. I don't regret buying it at all. I still think it's one of the cooler looking Squiddies, especially if I could get some LED lights for it. I think that would look super cool. But I don't have too much more to say about the Squiddy. My opinions have definitely changed, but I'll still continue to use it because it just, you know, for what I have, it's the best at what it does. Plastic, looks harmless, airport safe, YouTube safe even. Wow, that wasn't even the balisong, that was just me. But yeah, hope that you all enjoyed. Hope you all have a great day, and I hope that you all keep flipping.